Welcome, friends, to the first seminar of 2026 by the Center for Indic Studies, and it has been a kind of eventful year for those of you who are not in this area, Dartmouth, east coast of Massachusetts. We had a major winter snowstorm 2-3 days ago, and we are still digging out of it. But we are very glad that we have Professor Niranjan Jena from Visva-Bharati Santiniketan University in West Bengal, India. And he will be speaking about ecology or ecological thoughts, ecological ideas in the Vedas. As you know, ecology has now gained a lot of currency because our past model of kind of using nature only to satisfy our greed has created a whole set of problems. And so a lot of scholars have now propounded the idea that we have to not just monitor nature, but also learn how to live with nature and not just for appropriating resources. So that is kind of a recent idea. If you look at the history, ecology is much newer subject than, let's say, botany or zoology. And in ecology now we have this kind of interrelationship, which is our main guiding principle, interrelationship between man and nature. So, but as you will see from Professor Jena, in the Rig Veda, there is a very elaborate discussion, not discussion, I mean, it's in bits and pieces here and there, but very elaborately laid out idea of how one can live in harmony with nature. So we are very fortunate to have Professor Jena with us. He is the former head of the Department of Pali, Prakrit, and Sanskrit at Visva-Bharati. He has supervised close to 29 Ph.D. scholars, author of 3 books, fluent in 8 or 9 languages, Odiya, Hindi, English, Sanskrit, Pali, Prakrit, Marathi, German as well. So Bengali also. So we are very fortunate. So Professor Jena, you may begin. We typically give about 35-40 minutes to the speaker uninterrupted, and then we have a question answer session. But if you want, you can break up your talk into parts, and then at the end of each part, we can have a short Q&A. It's up to you. So we are recording this, and at the end of the Zoom meeting, we will post this seminar on our YouTube channel. So over to you, Professor Jena.
Bhadram karane vishunuyam devaha bhadram pasyema kshevairjatraha sthirairangaistustuvang sastanubhirvishema devahitam yadayuhu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. At the very outset of my talk, let me extend my regards and thankfulness towards Professor Sukalyan Sengupta, the Director, Center for Indic Studies, University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth. And I convey my greetings to all the Indological, the knowledge seeker of the Indology, and the scholars and of this Indic Studies Center, and the members of this Indic Studies. And let me see, this is very vast topic what I have planned to speak. That is ecological thoughts in Vedas and their relevance in contemporary age. We know the age, the Veda is very vast. It is replete with value of discipline, conservation, peace, harmony, and non-violence, which have direct bearings upon the modern concept of ecology. Here, as we know, this is that word, the term ecology is that scientific term, that is oikology. We know that Greek word, that oikos and logos, the first, the scientist, ecologist, German ecologist Ernest Haeckel in 1866 defined as oikology, and later on, with the little modification, the term replaced by the term ecology. In the Veda, as we know, that treasure of knowledge, it is all kind of knowledge, and ecology is affiliated to various branches of studies. However, ecological awareness is or thought is being aware or being alert about ecology. The ecological study can have many branches, like the ecological study on plants deal with plant ecology, that on animal concern with animal ecology, and study on man deals with human ecology. And the ecology arises from the personal institution that oneself is a part of world's environmental wholeness. It basically deals with the relationship between human beings and their surrounding natural elements, in particular flora and fauna, whatever we see. But the interrelationship between that human being and the around human beings means that we can say the basic elements, like 5 elements, like Khiti of Tej Maruta Vyama. We say the earth and the sky, fire, air, water, like this. And the ecology, the purpose of study ecology is to make the balance among the not only within human beings, but with surrounding beings, because it is believed that Vedic people or Vedic people, they were worshippers of the nature, the concept of nature worship. And what is the purpose behind the worship of nature? Because nature is consist of 5 elements. It is a very basic knowledge, and we are just we depend on the nature. Our behavior means human behavior, the attitude towards nature and nature's impact on human being. Human behavior towards nature and nature's impact on human being. Whether it is balanced or imbalanced. Our behavior when we think that we are a human being, we have the brain, we have the communication power, hand, we can use the natural beings, elements as we want. But looking at the contemporary age or the chaotic environment of the world, always we are curious to know about past, how our predecessors, our forefathers, our ancestors, they behaved with nature. That means natural elements, surrounding elements. Today, the chaos things not only within the human beings, but if we look at the nature, that is ecological imbalance, global warming, or whatever the problems, chaos arises, we always look into our past, because our past, that is in the literary form, because the past means how our ancestors, our forefathers, they behaved with the nature or natural elements. Because the very attitude, human attitude, is of two types. One is submissive and another is dominating. If we think we are human being, we are having brain, we are having power, and we can behave with other beings as we like, as we use, wish, like that. But another way, submissive behavior, like if we think nature's impact and my behavior impacts on nature and nature's impact on the human being, not only human being, all types of being, whatever the beings. We have 4 types of living beings. We know like that human being, that Jarayuja, Andaja, Svedaja, and Udvidaja. These are 4 types of living beings. But 84 means we believe that 84 types of that numbers of that beings. But human being is very important being, because human being is regulating the remaining beings. Here, the main aim of this thought or idea or study, and so far the theme context is concerned with ecology, the interrelationship between human being and other being. Human being, then if the behavior attitude of human being is balanced or in maintained in a submissive way, then there is a balance between the nature and human being. That's why this is that how we'll behave, we'll think that I am a member of this whole universe, the creation or globe, and being a part, how I will behave with my front surrounding elements. This is very important. The relationship between human being and other being. The interrelationship interrelationship, because not only the relationship among the people or society, human being, but plant being, animal being, any other beings. So the interrelationship is very important. When, if I quote that a Upanishadic stanza that is from Moho Upanishad, everybody, they know, I think, Ayam nijaha paraveti ganana laghuchetasam udara charitanam tu vasudhaiva kutumbakam. The world is a family, a single family, and we are the member of this universe. And Ayam nijaha paraveti, Ayam nijaha, this is mine, and this is others. This is the counting or consideration. This is the attitude, behavior of a narrow person, or what we say, that narrow-minded people. But the Udara Charitanam, who knows the reality of this universe, he is always think that the world is our family, the whole universe is our family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This is the Upanishadic statement. In keeping in mind that these ideas, the message of the Veda, how that human being or our ancestors or Vedic seers, they behaved with other elements. If I, let me quote a mantra from first mandala of the Rig Veda, that first sukta, because the first in the first mandala of Rig Veda in the first sukta is Agni, that is fire, that is Tejas. And why the Vedic people, they worshipped first the non-living being like fire, because all the elements are non-living beings. Because what is the use, what is the purpose to worship these elements, to respect, show reverence towards these non-living beings? What is the purpose? What is the purpose behind all these worship ideas, and just praying, praising this all the natural elements? This Veda, the verse or mantra of the Rig Veda, only the that Rik Veda. Rik is mantra. Rik richyate stuyate anena iti Rik. Richyate stuyate. Yatra stuti karma. Stuti means to worship, to praise. The praising songs, praising mantras, we say mantra, devotional songs, which is praised and prayed towards the deity. And why this these natural non-living elements are praised and prayed by Vedic seers or Vedic people? What is the purpose behind it? Because the Vedic culture, the Vedic society, always the symbol, example of that what we say, like obligation, kirtagya. We are obliged. The Vedic people, Vedic seers, they are obliged towards the natural elements. For instance, if we get help from any other persons or any other friend, like directly or indirectly, always we are obliged towards that person. In this way, the Vedic people, they thought that maybe living being, maybe non-living being, whether directly or indirectly getting help, because nature always helps us to grow, to sustain, to uphold, or to survive. That's why the Vedic people are obliged towards the nature's help. Then this is very simple. If we are getting help or support from anybody, then we are obliged towards them. And we just praise them, respect them, give reverence towards them. The obligation. So this is the only that Vedic culture, that Indian culture, where we find the obligation towards the nature or non-living beings. And you see the fire, the first mantra, as I supposed to tell, first mandala of the Rigveda and first sukta, their 9 mantras are there, and there the non-living being, Agni, fire, is praised. And they are praised not like simple praised, like family members. The mantra is 9th mantra is there, like Saha Naha Piteva Sunave Gne Supaya Nubhava Sacha Swana Swastaye. Saha Naha Piteva Sunava. Saha, that Agni, is like our father, and we are like his son. This is the family relationship. This is the attitude. This is the behavior. Agni and Agni, how a parents or father, a father takes care of his family members or his son. Hey Agni, oh Agni, you take care of me. Like a father takes care of his son, like this. This is the very greatness. This is the obligation towards the non-living natural element Agni. We say fire, tejas, and the rishis, they worshipped to fire first. Why the Agni is praised first, not other the deities or elements are there? Because you see the our material example, for instance, from the materialistic view, when we are getting up, then we are just going to kitchen room and you are taking help of the fire and lightening the stove and getting ready to tea. And there the Agni has the important and first foremost role to help, to support human being. So that's why Vedic seers, they deified to this natural element and praised to Agni. Agni is the first. And another instance, this is the in the Rigveda first mandala and first sukta, Agni is praised. But in this Vedic literature, that Indra and other, whatever the rain gods or whatever sun and moon or 5 elements, they are praised. But since the uses of Agni, fire is first, that's why Agni is just worshipped and prayed at the very beginning in the first mantras. And if we look into another mantra of the Atharva Veda, that is 12 kanda, there 12 kanda and first sukta, there are 63 mantras towards the prayer and praise for the Mother Earth. Mother Earth. First, I just quoted that fire, Agni, and in Atharva Veda, that is Earth. Like everybody knows, Mata Bhumi Putraham Prithivya. The Earth is my mother, and I am the son of her. See, this is the obligation, because you are right from the birth, we are just under with the shelter of earth, and we are growing, we are playing, we are doing something, because earth is our just a support, where the base is earth. So that's why earth is our mother. And how a mother takes care of her children, earth is taking care of us. So that's why earth is deified and personified. And sometimes the scholars, they think that why will worship to nature and the non-living beings? What is the purpose? Because this is the Vedic thought. This is the rich culture, where the Indian culture, where the Vedic culture is there, the nature worship. Because we are obliged, the obligation towards any living or non-living, because we believe that the Brahma, that Paramatma, like Paramatma is everywhere, in a living being and a non-living being also. Because since you are in the Center of Indian Studies, and scholars, they maybe they understand that Vedanta, we know that Vedanta philosophy, like Brahma, oneness of God, and that oneness of God, and gods are the manifestation of God in different forms. Vedanta, like Advaita, that is oneness, and Dvaita, that is duality. And when oneness is God, there is no other forms. But when duality is there, there is a form and there is no form. There is no form. So duality, Advaita, Dvaita, Dvaita, Advaita, Suddha Advaita, Visishta Advaita. Like this, all this knowledge, the stream of knowledge that is fountained from that Veda. Because the Veda, that very term, the word Vid, Ghai. Vid means knowledge for excellence. This is excellence, means we believe that Chaturvarga Phala Prapti. Chaturvarga Phala Prapti. Chaturvarga, that is Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Here, the Veda, the very definition of the Veda is in later on in Brahmana text, it is mentioned like that's a Ishta Praptya Nishtaha Pariharayuhu Alaukikam Upayam Jo Vedayati Sa Veda. Ishta Prapti. What is Ishta means? What is the aim of our life? What is the goal of our life? What is the destination? Ishta Prapti. Ishta Prapti means we should fulfill your life. We should fulfill our life, and we should reach at our destiny. And Anishta, which makes disturbance or gives which creates problem to fulfill our life, that is Anishta. Like and Alaukika means material, free from this material life, like a heaven, means free from this worldly bondage. Alaukika, no laukika, alaukika. Ishta prapti, anishta pariharayu, alaukika mupayam ja vedayati. It is in Aitariya Brahmana Bhasya, it is rightly said, but not in Sangita. So here, keeping in mind these ideas, like if we say Ved, that Ved is one, the knowledge is one, but when we see that Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Athar Veda, again that Veda is consisted of 4 types like Sangita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, Upanishad. Here, but knowledge here mainly two types of knowledge we acquire, like that is 2 type, that is knowledge, that is pure knowledge, that is Jnana Kanda. We say the Jnana, that about knowledge, that Jnana. and karma kanda, about the karma, whatever the actions, or mainly it is meant to jaga, jagya, the sacrifice. And this word sacrifice is very important. This has very broader sense. Sacrifice means tyaga. If we remember that very first mantra of the Isha Upanishad, Isavasyamidam jagat sarvam yat kinchi jagatyam jagat tena tektena bhunjita ma gridha kesesi dhanam. The Upanishad. This word tena tektena. This word is tyaga is there, because what we will because this is our honesty. This is our identity. We should accept anything. We should consume anything after offering, because if we take, because this is nature, this is creation. The God has created everything. Before taking anything, we just offer. Oh, this is like a tadiya vastu govinda tabhemeva samarpayami. That's the sentence. Tadiya vastu. Because everything is created by God. God, we say Brahma, Bhagavan, Ishwara, whatever we say. That's why we should be obliged. So that's why Vedic seers, our ancestors, they were obliged towards the nature. And before doing anything, they are just showing their obligation and reverence towards the nature or natural elements. In this way, in the Vedic literature, entire Vedic literature, all the beings are deified and personified. Even we pray to sun, the sun and moon and the river. And what is the purpose? What is the intention? Because the sun, it should give us just a balanced warm, not that much hot. And the rivers, how we see the Nadi Suktam is there. The Nadi is praised. The Vedic seers, they are obliged towards each and every elements of the nature, because they are getting help to survive in their day-to-day life. In this way, if we see that Upanishad, whatever I was telling, like Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda, and there, see, if we see the philosophical hymns like Purusha Suktam, and Hiranyagarbha Suktam, Bak Suktam, Nasadi Suktam, where the concept and characteristics of that Brahma is mentioned. And from that Brahma, all the elements or creature, the creation, nature is created. And Brahma is the regulator, controller of all these beings. And if we see, like even Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned like that mind, that whatever the external world, universe is created, consists of 5 elements, main 5 gross elements. And our body is also consisted into 5 main elements. Body is, and the Pinda and Brahmanda, the inner world and external world. Yat Pinde tat Brahmande, means whatever is within us, that is outside of us, that is Pinda Brahmanda. And among and the ecological balance or ecology, that eco, ocus and logy. Logy is science, logy is study, logy is knowledge, and ecos about this knowledge about self. to know self. And to know self means I am not a single individual, but I am a part of whole globe or universe. Like in Vedanta, we believe that samashti besti, that universe and part, individual, samashti and besti, like a forest, plant, a single plant, and the elements, collection of plants, gathering of plants is forest. Like a sea, drop water is that sea. And the Jiva and Brahma, like the individual living beings and Paramatma, that is Atma, Paramatma. In Veda, all this concept, because in Purusha Sukta is very well enough to explore this Brahma and this nature. Like all this manifestation is whatever the universe, because there are 12 lokas, there is 14 lokas, like the earth and that above the earth, like bhu, bhuvah, swaha, maha, janah, tapah, satyam. That upward is 7 layers, and the downward atala, vitala, sutala, rasatala, talatala, mahatala, patala. Only we know the earth and hell, and even whole earth, hell and heaven we know, but there are the scientific way. All this the knowledge system, so-called nowadays Indian knowledge system. It is that is Indian knowledge system. All this knowledge system that is derived, originated from the Veda, and Veda is the source. And if we see, like they are in all the natural elements, they are worshipped, and the human being, they always they are obliged to us the nature, keeping in mind that Vedic the society, the behavior of our ancestor or ancient people, like it was not never seen as dominating, it was submission. That's why if we have any problem, always we compare to our past, how our predecessors, ancestors, seers, they behaved with nature, because human behavior depends upon the balance and imbalance of nature. So in this way, the ecology is there. Ecological balance means we should know how to make balance. Like when we say, there is a stanza like asatuma sadgamaya, tamasuma jyotirgamaya, mrityurma amritangamaya. This is 3 points. Asat, sat, from that asat, sat. So what is sat? Only the truth. The Brahma is sat. Like Shankaracharya has rightly pointed, Brahma satyam jagat mithya, jiva brahmaiva na para. Brahma satyam, only that truth, that is Brahma is true or truth, and this material world, that is mithya or illusion. Means the purpose is only Brahma is eternal, and what is the manifestation of a Brahma, that is derived from the Brahma, that is not eternal, means that is perishable, because for time being, even Brahma he has also time limit, and all the gods, all the human beings there, because we believe that Srishti Sthiti Pralaya in Nasadiya Suktam, Nasadiya Suktam, Nasadiya, they are about to this how, what was means like Srishti Sthiti Pralaya, because we are now we are existing members or that elements, but when the Pralaya is there, why are all these existing elements, why are they live and why are they sleep like this? And this is Srishti Sthiti Pralaya. And in the Veda, all the theosophical theology, that mythology, and the creation, and the knowledge, the three types of knowledge we acquire from the Vedic literature. That is Adhyatmika, that is concerned with purely spiritual, Adhyatmika knowledge about this Atma, Adhyatmika, Adhyatmika, knowing about self, and self is the part of whole, that is Samashti and Vyashti. What is the relationship? And Shankaracharya rightly said, who am I? Who am I? From which source I came? And where is my destination? How I will, where is my goal of life? Because I am a Jivatma, maybe human being, maybe animal being, maybe birds, maybe insects, maybe an ants. But what is my destination? That is where I have come from to that place. I have to go back that, and not like that, not like simply, because as it is, because Shankaracharya rightly said, who am I? Ku aham, kuto ayato, kuto gantavyam, where is my destination? From which source I came? And who am I? I am a jiva, and I originated from Paramatma. And this Paramatma concept, whatever the karma theory is, human birth and life, it is just decided upon that karma theory. Human karma, action, behavior, whatever we say, papa, punya is concerned, that is three types. One is prarabdha karma, second one is sanchita karma, and third one is kriyamana karma. Prarabdha, sanchita, and kriyamana. While I am talking about the ecology, I am going to little bit Vedanta and Upanishad, because the knowledge here, our purpose is to acquire the knowledge, and all this Veda, because Veda is a single, but context-wise it is divided. And again, the scholars, they say like mantra and brahmana. Mantra is only that a knowledge person, or that is what mantra is that poetical forms or praising songs, and the brahmana is that explanatory note on that sangita, or that chanda, which combined of meter, that is mantra and brahmana. And mantra brahmana yurveda namadayam, the scholars, they say. But whatever dialects, whatever maybe context, whatever maybe discussions, but our aim is, goal is to acquire the knowledge about self, knowledge about Brahma, Atma, Paramatma, Jiva, Brahma, and truth and false, Satya, Mithya, Karma, Akarma, and Vidya, Avidya, Para, Apara, whatever the knowledge is there. And here the Vedic just that here so far ecological concept, ecological thought is concerned, I would like to mention that here knowledge about the awareness about that consciousness, that is a lot. We are aware about our behavior, how we behave with others, and others impact, others behavior impact on us, and the interrelationship between not only the human being but with the surrounding natural beings, like whatever living and non-living, maybe being non-living beings are there. Just let me give an instance about social behavior, because so far social ecology, because ecology is very vast. Ecology is affiliated with so many branches, like the study between man or among men or people is man ecology or human ecology. The study about plant is plant ecology. The study about water is water ecology. Soil is soil ecology. And in this way, the ecology is that has a broad idea. It is the single how individual relates with others. We can say to more confined, that is the interrelationship between a being with another being. Means maybe human being with human being, and human being is then society will come, and social human ecology will come, and among human being how a human behaves with his fellow front human being, that is human ecology. In Atharveda there is Samanasyani Suktam is there, Samanasyani, social harmony, social code of conduct, social harmony, how we behave among us, how a member will behave with the family members. Like let me quote, just I remember a verse from the Atharveda Samanasyani Sukta 3, that is Atharveda third kanda, and 30 verse, that is how there will be behave, like Anuvratah pitu putru matra bhavatu sangmana jayapatte madhumatim bacham badata santaya, because Anuvratah pitu putru, a child should, how a child behave with his parents. Anuvratah pitu putra, anuvrata means the child should follow the advice, guidance of his or her parents. Anuvratah pitu putru matra bhavatu sangmana, pitu to father and to mother also. A child should be loyal towards his parents. This is, and whatever the guidance, advice of that parents, a child should follow that. Anuvrata pitu putru matra bhavatu sangmana jaya patte madhumatim bacham badatu santibam. Jaya patte madhu, jaya, that is wife, jaya patti, jaya, a wife should, how a wife should behave with her husband. He should speak very sweetly, very loyally, very cordially, very liberally. That is there in the Atharvedic mantras, because the Vedic knowledge is to give the knowledge. Sa vidya sa vimuktaye. This is again Upanishad. Why I quote while talking with the ecology, that part of the Rig Veda, because Veda is very single, very oneness of Veda. The knowledge is one, Veda is one. But the context wise, there, whatever the context, maybe some rituals or sacrifice, that is Jagya, that is there. So that's why, for the convenience of the reader, they have separated that Vyasadev, whatever they have, it is there, but knowledge is there. Ja vidya sa vimuktaye, to get rid of this worldly bondage, that is the human being. And in later on, whoever the prophets or the Nobel laureates or whoever that social leaders, spiritual leaders, religious leaders, like Gautam Buddha, he has stressed upon like birth and desire, like the birth is the cause of sorrow. When there is no birth, if there is no birth, there is no sorrow, there is no suffering, Gautam Buddha has stated. But sometimes the scholars, they believe that the Indian system, that 6 systems of Indian philosophy and the 3 systems, that orthodox 3 system, but all they support to the Indian knowledge system. Gautam Buddha belong to that India, Nepal maybe, and the Jaina also, and Charvak also. And they are that they share the knowledge for the welfare of human being, for human being. And in the Vedas, the 6 system, they are telling this is alaukika, as I stated, like ishta praptihi, anishta pariharayuhu, alaukikam upayam. Alaukika means free from the material world, getting that salvation or nirvana. And in the same way, same sequences, Gautam Buddha has stated we should get rid of our bondage. And Jaina, in Jaina philosophy also, like they have stated like aparigraha, satya, and all these systems like Jaike, Juga or Ashtanga Juga, whatever is there, all this support the Indian knowledge system. And in particular, in especially the Vedic literature, the Veda, that the message of the Veda, how to live in peace and happily and in harmoniously, peace and balance, peace and harmony among the people, peace and harmony among people, not only people, with the nature. That's why that Vedic seers, they are always obliged towards the nature, and nature is consisted of 5 elements, non-living elements, but as they helped us, support us in our day-to-day life survivance, then they are obliged. And this is the concept, and this is the concept of nature worshipping. And this is the knowledge, how they, and as we know, the Vedic knowledge is that in the form of subtle form, and they perceived, they uttered the foreseers, the sinners, they perceived, and they, in the course of time, they taught to the students, disciples, teacher-taught relationship. There is no script, there is no language. Language was there, but no script, no writing process, only that oral tradition. And how that was very technically, scientifically, how they memorized their means mantras, verses. Like there are different devices, like the mantra and the patha, like Sangita patha, Pada patha, Krama patha, Jata patha, Ghana patha, in this way. So here, so far ecology is concerned, there is interrelationship between human being and other beings, or whatever surrounding natural being, and human behavior. It is very important factor to make balance or imbalance. So Vedic knowledge, the Veda teaches us how to live happily, harmoniously, not within the family members, but within the globe, within the universe, like this. So this is they realized nature's impact, and they realized that this is the system, and we have to maintain, we have to follow the system, that is like balance, santulana, balance, and harmoniously. And our thinking thought, because we believe, the Sanskrit scholars or students, we believe that manasa vacha karmana, whatever we think, that thought level, and vacha means speech level, whatever we speak, and karmana is action level, action is behavior. So that's why these three thing, these 3 points, these 3 level, manasa vacha karmana, thought level and speech level, word level, and action level, that is behavior level. So all the right from the Veda, Brahmana, Aranyaka, Upanishad, all these things, that jnana and karma, that is about knowledge, and karma is some action, and action, how the action should be there, that should be like a prescribed knowledge, as prescribed in the Vedas, as prescribed in our text. So this is how just I wanted, and this ecological thought, ecological study is very vast and deep. So I just somehow tried to enter into the Veda and sketch some points, to draw some points. So I think
Thank you.
we'll have some discussion if any discussion or query is there, and we can continue. And
Yes, yes.
I think
So thank you so much,
yes,
Professor Jena,
thank you, sir.
for this masterful presentation that covered so many aspects of ecology. Uh, and the take-home message that I got was the sense of obligation being the underpinning of all that we humans do and think. So, my question to you is, this obligation to plants or animals, is it because we all come from the same Ishvara or the same source, and therefore there is no difference as such? Is that the basis for our obligation to nature?
Yes, this is a obligation. Simply, if we are getting help from any other person, we are just tell them thank at least. This is the respect, or this is the reverence. This is the obligation. So Vedic people, they were always they were obliged towards any natural being, living being or non-living being, from whom they are getting help. This is the idea. This is their thought.
And is that why Bhut Rin is also part of the rins that we have to incur? Pitri Rin and
Yes.
Rishi. So that
Yes,
is where
sir.
the ecology comes in?
Yes, sir.
Very good, very good. Questions for Professor Jena? You can write them in the chat box. You can raise your hand. Let's see. Questions. Okay, I don't see any questions. So, Professor Jena, thank you so much for this wonderful presentation. As you know, we have been recording this, and we will be uploading this recording on our YouTube channel in maybe a couple of days. And we will then send you the link so that you can distribute to others.
Thank you, sir, very much for inviting me. And this is Jnana Jagya. I shared my little bit whatever I realized and I studied. And it is my pleasure that you invited me from a far distance. And I thank my dear Dr. Ananta Mukherjee. Ananta Mukherjee is there, and he just introduced like this. There is a platform, Indic Center for Indic Studies. So that's why I thank him, and especially to Professor Sukalyan Senagupta sir, and his members concerned with this Center for Indic Studies, and I thank all the listeners who are listening me. I don't know the online little bit hearing problem, maybe sound problem. I don't know,
No, it
but
was perfectly all right. No worries. The only thing is some people had to leave because they had a 10 o'clock. I mean, now our time now is 10:07, so they had to leave for another meeting. But anyway, I mean, I also would personally like to thank Ananto for not only introducing us meaning the Center for Indic Studies to you, but also to kind of explore the topic and many other things. So Ananta has been a very big help. So thank you so much, Ananta.
thank you, sir. Let me now. I think.
Okay.
Thank you,
So
thank you all.
we will send you the details of our next seminar in February. We don't have the date and time yet, but once it's finalized, I'll send you an email. So with that, namaste.
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you.